So we took this fan that we had in the master bedroom and we're going to use it out here because it matches the other fan that we have on this back porch. So the first thing I did, of course, when I got the porch, when I was building the porch, was I put this little recessed box for ceiling fans up here, and I ran my wires through here. I didn't shoot a video on how to do all that stuff. Next time I do that, I'll shoot a video on that as well. But that's been done. So now I just take this mounting bracket that I took out of the ceiling of the master bedroom. There's 2 screws, and I screw them into the sides of this box up here in the ceiling. Make sure these are really tight and secure. This is what holds the fan up and keeps it from falling on your head. So that's in there. Have the ground wire that's attached to it. We have our 3 wires coming out of the ceiling. Next thing you can do is take this fan that we've got, and it's already kind of set up, or it is set up with blades and everything on it. We're going to take these wires. We have a white, a black, and a blue. And as you can see, coming out of the ceiling, we have a white, a black, a copper. The copper is going to be the ground. This blue wire here is for the light kit. The black is the hot wire. The white is the neutral. So we're going to join up the black and blue wire here. We're going to join these 2 up. They're going to go onto the black wire. The white is going to go to the white. And then we're going to do the copper to the ground, which is the green. What I want to do first is give me a little bit more wire on these wires coming from the fan. So let's go down here. And I'm just going to strip those a little bit. So this is that blue wire, and it says it on here. It says for light kit. So this is the wire that gives power to the light kit. So we need this wire. And I'm just going to strip some more off of it to give me a little more wire to use when I'm attaching all these wires together. Same thing on the black. I don't want to have a little bitty piece. I want to have a good inch or so, like that. And then I'll twist it up to keep them from fraying. I'll do the white in the same way. Come off of there. I'll twist him up. Now we have them. Now the hardest part of this, doing it by yourself, is going to be the holding this damn thing up while you're doing all this. I believe there was a ground here. I'm not sure where this damn thing came from. I don't see a hole where it would go. And that's already got one. Shit, I'm not sure. Anyway, all right, so as I said, the hardest part is going to be holding this bitch up. Getting the wires all connected. So what I may try to do let's see. I may try to put the I may try to mount the fan first, then get the wires hooked up, and then get the wires tucked up in that hole. So let's see what we can do with this thing here. Of course, it's heavier with the blades on. You could take the blades off if it's too heavy for you to hold it up and do all these things with. So I'm going to stick this in here. Before I do that, though, I'm going to get these wires out of the way and then sit this in here. And once that's sitting in there, now you can hook your wires up. So it'll hold it up for you while you connect your wires. So again, black and blue we're going to put together with the black. So I'm going to go ahead and twist the black and blue together. I think I need to get on the other side where y'all can see. What's up, Theo? So let me get right here. Okay, so I twisted the black and blue together. I'm going to go on this black wire here. So I'm going to twist it as well. Let it sit there. I'm going to get a wire nut here and twist that on there. And that'll get all those wires twisted together tight. Oh yeah. Well, that kind of sucked. Maybe this thing isn't big enough. I probably need to grab a bigger one. I need to grab a bigger one for that. All right, so I'll go grab a bigger wire nut for that one. I'll go ahead and do this white one. The white one's just got the one wire that goes with it. So this one should fit here. I'll go ahead and do our ground. I need to get a bigger wire nut for that. Strip that one too. So let me strip that ground right there. There we go. All right, let me run and grab some larger wire nuts out of the shop real quick. Hey, Bailey. right, so went and grabbed some larger wire connectors here. These should be big enough. So they're just bigger, and they'll tell you on the package what they are. I don't know if rated for is the right word, but they'll tell you what number, what size wire, how many minimum and maximum you can have. So if you know what gauge wire you're using, just look at the package and it'll tell you, minimum 215s or maximum 512s and shit like that. So this is now going on as it should. Now that's super tight. We're good there. Let's do the same thing with this green one, this ground wire. All right, so all of that is done there. Now you have to tuck all these wires up out of the way. You got a little space in here. So I'm going to try my best to tuck in these wires. That way all of these wires can be hidden. When you put your cover on top, it doesn't interfere with it. So I'm just going to slowly start tucking these wires up. And then what I like to do before I go any further, once I do my connection, I'm going to get these wires right here out of the way as I'm doing. But then we're going to turn this fan on and make sure that it works before we start covering everything up and then have to take it apart if it doesn't work. And I'm stuffing all these smaller wires because I had a bunch of extra. But I'm stuffing all these smaller wires off to one side, and then the other side I'm going to stuff the wires that came out of the ceiling that are connected to these wires coming from the fan. So we'll have half the wires on one side and then the other half on the other side, pretty much. Just stuffing them in here. Once I've got most of them up in there and it's free from the fan, like I said, I'm going to turn this fan on. I'm going to see if it turns. No, BB. All right. Hang on, BB. Okay, so we have power. The fan's moving. The light is on. So that is successful. It's got power. So what we'll do now is I'll turn this fan off and I'll, you know what I forgot to do? Same thing I forgot to do on the other fan. This thing right here, this has to go on first before you're wiring and everything. So I'm going to pull this down and slide this on first. Yeah. Bailey, come on. All right, baby, don't, watch out. Don't do that. Let me get done with this video so I can play with you. All right, so what I failed to do very first is put this onto the down rod first. So what I have to do, which is not too bad, but I need to pull all of these wired connections off. I'll put these in my pocket. Hey, Becky, can you hand me that drill right there, baby? That one right there. me see. Thank you, baby. So you're gonna have to pull this back down, take off this part here. Get all your wires to come back down. Then you're gonna put this plate on, this cover plate. It goes on first. I forget this every damn time, pretty much. I think there's actually one more thing that goes on here first. Yeah, there is. Okay. Shit. Let me show y'all. Hang on. God damn it. All right, same thing I did with the fan inside. I forgot all this junk as well. So the first thing you've got to put on, you don't have to, but it's going to be ugly. But you want to put this little cover piece on, and I'm gonna clean all this shit off when I get it installed. I'm gonna wipe it all down. I know it's dirty, it's filthy. That goes on first. Then you put this on, just like that. Now we can slide our little mounting piece on. Let it go down to that down rod. Push this little metal dowel in. Pull it up. Take the screw that we just took out. It screws right here up top. That gets everything nice and secure. And now we're going to do it again. We just love to practice. Love to practice things. The more you do it, the better you get. It still sucks. But we're going to do it. We'll do it faster this time probably. So let's do this again. Let's pick this fan up. Same thing we did a while ago. Slide it in here like this. Looks like the coil came out on one of our wing nut wire things. We're gonna use 2 new ones. I don't trust it. We're gonna throw that shit away. Let's do 2 new ones. Let's do all 3 of them with the red. Okay. Now let's do this again. So again, we have black and blue. Black and blue are going to go to the black. Right here. I'm going to put one of these big red winged wire connectors on. I'm going to start spinning it clockwise to the right, which is towards me. Tight, and it's good. Now let's go with the white one. Take our white with our white. Slide it in. All right, that's on there. Now, copper to green, that's ground. Let's put this one in. Now, the worst part of the whole thing, stuffing all of these wires back up into this hole. So we're going to stuff all of these into this hole. Just because we tested this a few minutes ago doesn't mean that we're not going to test it again, because we did disconnect everything and we reconnected everything. So I want to test it again. And yeah, your shoulders are going to burn being up here like this. Just keep going. But really, if you need a break, take a damn break, sit down somewhere, whatever. This fan's not going to go anywhere sitting like this. It's connected, it's good. So let's test it one more time, make sure everything comes on, and then that is done. That's it, that works. So now we're going to work on the very top part, getting it good. So now we're going to finish stuffing these wires up here. We're going to take these big ones that we've got and kind of push them up into that box a little bit, into this ceiling area. Like that. Ground can go up there like that. Get them all stuffed up in there. All right, once you have all of them stuffed in there, now you're going to have two screws that came with this little fan. And these screws are the screws that are going to hold this upper cover piece on. And they just screw into this hole on the side. There'll be one here, and there'll be one on the other side. Then there's one right here. Just screw them in tight. Shit, come here. There we go. Screw the one on this side in tight. There we go. And there it is. I know this fan's kind of low, but we're going to have a table sitting right in front of it or right underneath it with some seating around it, so you won't be walking around this fan very much. I could have bought one that was a flush mount that doesn't have the little down rod here and it stays flush up there, and that would give us enough room to walk underneath it without, you know, even hitting these chains probably that come down. But that's how you do it. Now that fan there is hooked up. We can turn it on, let it roll. Oh, there it is.